Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a very important update in regards to training materials and how we can capitalize more of it in terms of bang for a buck for what we have in terms of resources and how to, obviously shorten that gap between the haves and the have-nots, right? So first and foremost, if you're in the end game situated like myself, you'll know that there's been a heavy pressure on training materials. We've had, basically back-to-back required teams in terms of Vigilante, and obviously now it's going to be Thunderbolts required for battle rates. Why it's important, guys, is because there was an event that went live yesterday, being the Age of Annihilus, and my goodness, they have actually beefed up the training materials. Now, having said that, I don't know if this is actually intended or if this is going to stay this way, but in the meantime, hopefully you guys can also take advantage of it right now. But let me showcase for you first and foremost what I'm referring to. There's two nodes here that's actually giving us extra training materials here. We have the Age of Annihilus here, chapter node 1-6 and 1-1 at the very beginning here. Both of them rewarding trade materials. Now, this is why it's important, guys. If you're, doing a point per point conversion of power cores in terms of how to utilize, you'll know that usually when I'm using my campaign energy, I'm going through the Nexus chapters, and I'm usually focusing on the trade materials because that's, again, what we need, right? I have a heavy supply of gold already, so not really a big deal. But training materials is kind of where I'm situated at. Let me show you here. If I go ahead here and I use my 120 energy, remember, it's basically attacking this node 4 times because each attempt is 30 energy, right? So let's just do the full attack here. Boom. That only gives us 400 training materials, right? Not a lot, as you can see. So that means we typically need to do this a few times to get training materials. Now, remember, if I were to use my power cores to refresh my energy here, that's going to give me roughly 120. But check this out. If we go now back to the Age of Annihilus, and remember, I hope this is going to be consistent and lasting here for the full 55 days, because I'm going to be doing this every single day to maximize my rewards here. But you can use the same 50 power cores to get energy here. It's going to give you 100. But check this out. I'm going to use my 100 energy now. Apples to apples. You are getting 2.5 times more training materials for these nodes right here. So once again, I'm just going to use my power cores real quickly here, and then I am actually going to go ahead and do this this first node now. Same thing, 1,000, right? And the beautiful thing about this is you can actually reattempt this again, right? So if I use my power cores again, right here, boom, I'm going to go ahead, reattempt this. Just look at how many training materials I'm getting. This is absolutely bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually add quite a bit through just your simple cores, and this is why I think it's actually really important right now. If this stays put in the game, I'm going to be doing this every single day because this is kind of that gap. This is kind of that differentiator here that can then lessen the gap that we have with gold resources versus training materials, especially if we're doing this every single day. And again, we actually have the opportunity here because they've made it so that these nodes, we can actually refresh our energy and we can go back in and once again use the energy to actually farm these nodes. Now, mind you, the same thing can be said for gold resources now here too, right? So if you need more gold, you can do the same. I think there's 1.7 here. Was there another one here? 1.7 and the 1.2 are both gold. So if you're trying to do gold here, similar story, right? It's because of each attempt only costing 10 energy, and that difference right there. I could actually, I'm out for cores now for refreshing, but this is how I'd highly recommend it now, guys. Going forward for, hopefully this is the intended nature of it, 55 days here. So that's, over just roughly 2 months, give or take, that we can take advantage of this. And absolutely massive, guys. Now, those hard-earned materials that we're using the energy for with the power cores, we can actually get training materials here. This is massive, guys. We got 3 orbs from that, way more than we typically get from the regular campaign energy. So this is going to give us that extra little differentiator here of adding additional training resources into our arsenal, and that way we can use this to build up a roster and characters as well. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. More training, more gold materials that we can actually farm from this. So this is a huge win for the community. So that's why make sure you just share this along to your alliance mates. It's massive, just because of this new way to actually farm this, and it's gonna shorten the gap, like I said, and help bridge those that between the haves and the have-nots, and being able to use those resources now to build up our characters and teams to the required game modes. Hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know what you think in comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.